In a recent video where I was milling a butternut crotch log, the mill carriage was jerking badly, and I ended up calling Wood-Mizer tech support, talking to them about the issue. They feel that the problem might be the speed control potentiometer on the mill, which is right here for the carriage. And in the end, I believe that I proved out that it was not working properly, so they sent me a new one. It took a couple days to get here, but their response was fantastic, which is what I expect from them, because they really do a very, very good job. So what we're going to be doing right now is testing the old one, showing you how the new one works, and installing. And then we're going to test the system again. So here we go. Okay, what I got in the mail was this envelope right here. And what we got inside is another envelope, a Ziploc bag right there. We're going to throw that away. And inside this bag is the potentiometer and wiring. When I talked to them on the phone, they told me that the potentiometer, which is this little part right here, was $79. And I thought, wow, that's very expensive. But then when I see that it comes with a wiring harness and everything else, it's not so bad. They also sent along, free of charge, instructions with pictures and everything. So the instructions say the first thing you do is you disconnect the power. We don't want the thing to spark and blow up in your face. Take off the screws on the cover. There is the speed potentiometer down here, which we'll get into this a little bit more. Tells you how to put it on, tells you how to remove the rear of the rear cover for the control panel, how to make your connections, and bam, you're in business. So we're going to do that and get started right now. There's our battery. A little dusty. There we go. We are now electrically safe. So let's get moving on the other stuff. Okay, first thing we want to do is remove these 800 Phillips head screws. There we go. And these are self-tapping screws, so apparently this one didn't do a very good job of tapping itself in. Okay, they don't give you a lot of room here. And we're going to need a little baby screwdriver for the speed pot. So hold on a second and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and we've got a little regular screwdriver, little set screw. Now we have the knob off. And now I've got to put you back on pause while I go get another wrench. And wouldn't you know, 1/2-inch wrench from the battery works just fine right here. So we're going to get that taken care of. Short order. Okay, now we're going to, we being you, are going to go mobile and you can get a better view of what's going on inside. Change of plans. Before we go mobile, what we're going to do is take off this back cover. And again, this is held on by approximately 800 self-tapping screws. Back with a bigger screwdriver. Slowly try to pry this out. Don't want to scratch the paint or ruin anything. There we go. And this right here is our speed potentiometer cable. So now I've got to go get another tool, which would be some wire cutters to cut the tie wraps holding everything together. And again, I'll be right back. There. One more done. Now we're free. Free at last, free at last. Okay, oh, I lied. We got more back here. Of course, this is just kind of holding everything together, so we'll just give this a quick snip. And now we got to figure out how to hold on to the camera. So we're going to stop mobile. Okay, now that you're stationary, this is incredibly difficult. So you got to pay very close attention. The brown wire is connected to the brown wire. The red wire is connected to the red wire. And the purple wire is connected to the purple wire. What you need to do is make sure you write that down so you don't forget. You just unplug these babies. Now, how's that for easy? So now what we've got to do is move around to the front. Let's see if we can do this. And here's our cable from the back, or harness, I should say. It's really not a cable. There we go. Pull that out of here. And now we're free. So let's move on over here to our little workbench and scope everything out. So now we're going to take and go between, I'm just going to, for giggles or whatever, I'm going to go between the brown and the red. Now the red again is the wiper. That is where the signal comes from for the speed. And on the old one, we're going to, oh, look at that. As you can see, that's kind of jumping all over the place just by touching this. As you can see, it's not steady. So now let's disconnect the red and the brown and reconnect to the red and the brown on the new potentiometer, which is right here. And first of all, this shaft is turning much freer than the other one. The other one is very, very stiff. And we go from 0, which is now the wiper is right on the brown end. And if we turn it all the way up, it's on the purple end. So if we go mid-range, moving the shaft around, we seem to be okay. All right, what I've got to do is feed this harness to the rear. So we're just going to poke inside of here. And one of the things that they say to do is to bend this tab, which I'm going to show you in a moment. Oops. It says cut off or bend this tab. I don't know if you can see it, but right here, there's a little tiny tab. And we can bend it off or bend it over, or we can just go snip, watch your eyes. And we need to get our wrench here. Now I am doing this very gently, very carefully, just making it snug. There. You don't want to put an impact wrench on it or anything like that. And I'm going to take the knob and turn it all the way counterclockwise. The shaft is round on here. Some shafts on some potentiometers have a flat spot, but this does not. This is a round knob, or I'm sorry, round shaft. So I'm going to take the knob, which has this set screw right here, and I'm going to stick it on there and arbitrarily point it to the, let's say the 730 position. Then we're going to rotate this all the way up. And it goes more than 270 degrees. So I'm going to rotate it to about the 630 or so mark. Not that it really matters, but try to make it somewhat symmetrical. There we go. We're good with that. Now, through the magic of video editing, we're going to jump to the back. Abracadabra. And here we are. Isn't that amazing? Now, nuts, I did not write down how these things get reconnected. So why don't we just try connecting the red to the red, the brown to the brown, and the purple to the purple. So red to red, right there, brown to brown, and I'm making sure these things are seated properly, and purple to purple. There we go. Everybody's nice and tight. Now what I need to do is get everything retied together with my tie wraps. You're not going to need to see that. So again, through the magic of video editing, this will magically be done. And here we go again, abracadabra. Okay, now to replace the back cover. Finished. Oh, except for right here, this is for Simple Set. This is for the sensor that tells Simple Set where the height is. So we got to plug that thing back in. Finished in the back. Now for the front. Finished. All right. Now back to the battery. Very good. Now we go get the cover. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Battery cover is back on. Well, that just about does it. I'm not going to run the carriage up and down because the mill is inside my shop, and I only have one support down, which is at the tongue end, and I don't feel comfortable running the carriage up and down unless I've got the rear support down on the floor also. But because I've got something in the way, I can't put it down, can't run it, and we'll have to do it some other time. But rest assured, I think this thing is going to work fine. And I guess I just want to say thank you very much to Wood-Mizer because they reacted very, very quickly, and I'm very happy with not only the mill, but their support so far. So I'll see you in a few days, at least a few days for me, a click with the mouse for you when I get the elm log put on the mill and we get that thing done. Hopefully for me, it'll be within the next couple of days. So goodbye, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time, I hope.